Well, that didn't work, did it? For some reason, I tell you what, tonight's really doing my head in already. My apologies, guys. Welcome to All Things Sky Blue. I normally have an intro, but it's gone royally. It's up. Sorry. Welcome to All Things Sky Blue. Match preview against Preston North End at Deepdale. On Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. I believe it is on Sky or Sky Plus channel at 12:30. So before I bring my guests in, just remember where you can find us. It is scrolling down the bottom at All Things Sky Blue. We are on X or Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on YouTube. Please go and like and subscribe. We are very close to getting 600 subscribers now, I believe it is. So please go and like and subscribe. We're on podcasts as well. So wherever that you listen to us on your podcast, whether it be Spotify, Amazon, please go and rate us 5 stars on there as well. We're partnered with the Anecdote Sports Bar at the CBS Arena. And we're also partnered with where I am tonight is the Sky Blue Tavern, where I try and do most of our recordings from here as well. Lovely venue, lovely food downstairs. So if you ever get a chance to come to the Sky Blue Tavern, please do so. We're sponsored by Wright Steel Fabrications. He can do your steel fabrication work up and down the country, but mainly in the Coventry and Warwickshire area. His logo's in the corner, somewhere over there. So give him a ring if you need any fabrication work, steel fabrication work doing. So I will bring in my co-host as normal, Mark. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Stuart. Good evening, everyone.
You okay?
Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
Good. Yeah, not too bad. Thank you. Not too bad. Before I do bring Ollie in and introduce Ollie again like we had him last season, just want to do a shout out to the under-21s. They had a big win yesterday, 8-0. There's going to be clamorings now, isn't there? Because Norman Bissett scored 4 goals, and I think is clearly showing that he's better than under-21 level in scoring 4 goals in the under-21s. How are you feeling about him? Do you think he might get a start? Do you think he's worthy of a start?
Well, you can't do a lot worse than what we're doing at the moment. So yeah, I'd like to see him maybe start in a 2 with Eddie Sims up front. I think that could work. I would like to see us probably play maybe an extra defender at the back, 5-3-2 formation. So I think there could be a scope for him starting, and I think you want to play. You can start a game. I know it's the 23s, 21s, but you've still got to put the ball back of the net. So it's good that he's got a bit of confidence going. Obviously, Saturday is a different test. It's a much bigger test, but I think he has shown glimpses, Stuart, in the games that I've seen, that I think he will be a really good player for us. So I think one thing he has, what he does bring to the team is pace, and we don't have massive pace up front. I think Eddie Sims is not bad. He's not the quickest of strikers, although his movement off the ball is pretty good. But I think if we can get some kind of partnership going, I think that would be really good. Because I don't see Haji Wright starting, because obviously he's coming back from international duty.
Yeah.
You've got obviously Brandon Thomas Asante, who could be looked at as well. And also, I'd be interested to see what happens with Sakamoto, because he looks like he's returned to fitness. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how Robbins is. It's very, very interesting what he does tactically for this game. It's definitely a game. I know we've got a poor record at Preston, as everyone knows, but you've got to forget about that and just treat it as another game. Look, Sheffield Wednesday came to our place and won. They didn't win at our place since '95. So no, and we haven't won at Preston since 1895. So it's about time we put that right, really. So
it is indeed. It is. So as we talk about Preston, let's bring Ollie onto the stage. Good evening, Ollie. You okay, mate?
Yeah, good evening, Stuart and Mark. How are you both?
Yeah, good,
very well, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. Before we get right into the crux of it, can you just let us know what you guys do and the name of your podcast and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously a podcast a week on Preston North End, giving you a preview and chatting about the previous game. Find us on all reputable streaming sites, so on your podcasts, on Spotify, at the Butterpie Pod. We're mainly on Twitter or X, especially if you're into social media as well. So yeah, coming over if I know notoriously if P&E do win, no one's going to come on over. But if you want a bit of saltiness, if Coventry do manage to get a bit, then come on over and give us a listen.
Well, it'll be unusual if we do get a win, mate. So we can't brag too much because it might not last very much longer. So obviously we've got to go into the fact that if there's ever a bogey team for Coventry City, it is definitely Preston North End. How are you feeling about this season? Are you confident with Paul Heckingbottom? Are you happy with him? And sort of, what's his tactics? Has he changed anything since Rob Lowe?
Yeah,
Ryan Lowe, sorry, not Rob Lowe. Isn't I tell you what, I should just give up now, shouldn't I?
He's a Hollywood actor, I think you're thinking of.
I know he is. All right.
Yeah. I'm very happy with Heckingbottom. He's come in, especially with Stuart Cole as well. They've obviously struck a great partnership of where they've been out with Sheffield United before. They've brought a lot of, the fan manager connection under Ryan Lowe was its wit's end. It was struggling. There was booing after the first game, which obviously then led to him leaving. So to be fair, I think if anyone came in, they'd probably get a rousing reception. But he's come in, he's steadied the ship because we were in the right rut. Going back last season, we were 6 games without a goal, lost all 6 games, and then obviously didn't score in the first game of the season again. So we had to solidify our defence. He's come in and done that. And then obviously try to get a couple of goals up top. And to be fair, he's not really changed tons in terms of like the formation, the style of play. It's more so about building confidence within the players, asking them to try and make that killer pass rather than just not wanting to lose the ball like we did on the Low. So he's brought a lot of confidence. The fans have taken really well to him. So yeah, I'm optimistic. I think it's more of a kind of just a rebuilding season, so to say. Kind of, I wouldn't say it's a throwaway one because no season's a throwaway, but I wouldn't expect us to be pushing anywhere near the playoffs this season. I think Heckingbottom and P&E would be happy with a mid-table finish and then go from that from next year.
Yeah, obviously you might correct me, to be fair, but I've always thought that Preston North End have been very solid defensively at the start of the seasons. You score goals for fun at the start of the seasons. You have a really good start, and then all of a sudden everything just comes crashing down to earth for you guys. But it seems it might have roles reversed kind of thing. Is it that kind of feel?
Yeah. Usually we have a decent start. Like last season, we didn't concede in 8 games, and I was thinking, when are we going to concede again? Then obviously we came into the position where we won 4 or 5 games in 23. So it's like from the highest of highs at Preston to the lowest of lows where you're battling relegation form. So under Heckingbottom, he's come in, steadied the ship a bit. It seems like we're starting to rise onto a little bit of a high at the moment, but obviously with the culture of Preston, we're awaiting a train crash, start of a run, I should say. So yeah, unfortunately for Cov, we're in a bit of a positive run actually.
Yeah, because I think last time out, I think Stuart's just gone. I think I'll come back. You had a decent draw at Burnley, and obviously you beat Watford as well. So 2 good results.
Absolutely.
What's he changed tactically? I mean, I noticed from the formations he's playing like a 5 across midfield. Has he changed much since Lowe left the club at the start of the season?
Well, I think the main thing under Lowe is we kind of the speciality is the two players out wide. That all depends on whether you're playing a 5-back or you're playing a 5 in midfield. And I think under Lowe, it was, matter of fact, don't lose the ball.
Yeah.
And then it came into like the way of we're just going to sit in a low block the entire time. Obviously, under Heckingbottom, he's pushed them on. He's made them, contribute more in the midfield. And I think that's exactly what you're missing, especially in an attacking sense where North End's XG last season was so low.
Yeah.
But we've got strikers, well, one striker now because the other one's out due to an incident where the converting really low XG chances. So they were like one of the best chance converters in the league, but obviously they weren't getting chances. So I think what Heckingbottom's coming to instill is, especially the wing backs, they're going to have to, push up and help that midfield, create more of a 5, and just try to overload the middle of the park. Because I feel like in the Championship, if you win the battle in the middle of the park, you're normally onto a good one.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
My apologies, I'm back. What did I miss? Sorry.
No, I was just talking about what sort of formation, what Heckingbottom done differently from Ryan Lowe. I was just going to ask quickly Ollie a question about Alan Brown. I mean, how big a blow was losing Alan Brown in the summer to Sunderland?
Player-wise, I don't think it's that much of a miss. But the kind of person that you're losing, you've had a player there at your club for going on more than 10 years, a living legend at the club. And he should have retired at the club. There's no two ways about it. He's still to this day supports North End. I think he's got a young family. They all support North End. It's well known that Alan Brown and Ryan Lowe didn't get along, and I think that's the main reason why he'd leave. And for the matter of the fact that we've lost our club captain Alan Brown for Ryan Lowe to walk after one game, it's silly. But we brought in a lad called Stefan Forderson he's Icelandic from the Danish league. He's been in and out of the team, but for me, he's a superb change and superb signing. I feel like he brings maybe a bit more to the game than Brown did, but still, for me, you've got a club captain, a club legend, and you've just let him walk. So I think it was quite a big knock to probably the dressing room more than anything. And then obviously, Heckingbottom's had the job to try and rebuild it. But yeah, Alan Brown should never have left P&A. There's no two ways about it. And I don't think he wanted to. I think it was probably down to the management.
Yeah, because he was at Preston for years, wasn't he, Brown? I think 10 years.
Yeah, at least. Over like 400 appearances or something like that. But yeah, crazy. I've
got to admit, I would have loved him to have come to Cov, so I was disappointed that Sunderland snapped him up. But I think that's definitely Sunderland's gain on that one.
I was surprised he was going Sunderland. I thought it was like a bit of a sideways step because obviously not now. It's gone in. You gone, wow. What a decision by him. But I was thinking, last big move of his career. What is 28, 29? I think maybe I was thinking maybe bottom promoted side may have picked him up in the Premier League, giving him a chance. Maybe look abroad, look in the MLS, or there was rumours about a promoted team from Serie A having a look at him because what was it? Salernitana made an offer for him in January. Obviously we rejected. So when I saw it, I was a bit like, but seems to be a good decision, and I think Sunderland have got a right chance for promotion this season, going off what happened so far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stuart, apologies. I tell you what, I don't know what's going on tonight. From word go, it's just been gone absolutely
poor internet
completely. So, I'm on my phone again, and I'm not sure what's going on. So I've got my phone closer to it. So hopefully I don't go again, but we'll have to wait and see. So as I was saying, obviously you're 19th in the league, we're 20th. Are you happy? Obviously, you're coming off 2 good results as well. A home win, I think it was 3-0 against Watford, and a 0-0 at Turf Moor against Burnley. You've got to be quite confident going into this game, knowing that you've had 2 good results and you've got your bogey side, if you like, that we just can't seem to beat you regardless of what we do. So, are you going in confident to this game?
Yeah, I think you've got to be. As I mentioned, go from the start of the season, from the lowest of the low, we've now rebuilt, picked it up, and I think going into this game, especially after a good result away at Burnley, where I thought, to be fair, I thought we were the better side, and if anyone was going to get anything from the game, I thought it'd be us. I think it's probably the worst time to play Preston, for probably any team, but especially if the bogey side. Yeah, you've got to take confidence, especially, Watford have been doing superbly under Cleverly, and I felt like we turned them over brilliantly. And then, you go in against Burnley, who probably haven't had the greatest of starts, going off Burnley standards, but, to take a clean sheet and a point away from Turf Moor, superb. So, yeah, massively optimistic going into this game, but you can never be too optimistic as a Preston fan. You've always got to keep your expectations low, and then anything comes from it, it's positive.
Yeah, Mark, obviously, we're sort of, I know there's no good time really as a Coventry fan to play Preston, but we can't really get much lower than what we're getting at the moment, can we really? So we're just going into that game, I feel, just hoping for a bit of a performance, and we'll kind of take any result. And even I think, a 0-0, 1-1 draw, as long as we see a performance out of the team, that's what we're really after, isn't it, I think?
Well, I just don't want to take a defeat. I'm saying any result. I think a point would be a good result, really. That's going to be a really tough game. But look, every game in the Championship's a difficult game. There's no easy game. Just because we're playing Preston, we haven't won for a long time, makes no difference. We've just got to roll our sleeves up and got to fight. As simple as that. We've got to work hard. We've got to play better through the press, because remembering the last time we played Preston at CBS, they won 3-0, and really it's kind of been a rinse and repeat performance of a lot of games I see us play, where teams like to press us high, we lose possession, they get possession, 2 passes later to the back of the net. So we've got to be able to play the press. It's going to be better move off the ball, and look, it's going to be a really difficult game, but I'm going to the game with the lowest expectations in the world. I don't think I'm not even. I see it as another ground ticked off my list from a personal point of view, but from a footballing point of view, I think we've got to hang in there. We've got to defend well for our lives, and if we can frustrate them, obviously being the away team, we've got to try and frustrate them, keep them quiet, maybe go for look for a counter attack. And you never know, we could nick a goal or two. Anything can happen in football. I honestly thought last time at Sheffield Wednesday that we would win quite comfortably, and we turned over. So we're good enough. If we play at our best, we're good enough to beat Preston, and we've got to even that. You got to forget about past games. You just got to concentrate on the next game, and it's about definitely. That's where our performance director, Dr. Claire Marine Roberts, comes in, because it's how you prepare psychologically for a game. You can't think about what happened before. What happened before is gone. You got to focus on the here and now, and we need 3 points. I mean, a point is a good result, but in the situation we're in, we're 20th in the league. You say it can't get worse; it can get worse. We could be in the bottom 3 if results don't go away. So we've got to go into the game, fighting. We've got to fight tooth for nail to these 3 points. So that's what I want to see. I just want to see a bit of fight, really, more than anything.
Yeah, totally. From your point of view then, Ollie, from a Preston North End point of view, have you got any questions for us, or have you got any threats that you think that we might pose to you that you've seen from Coventry City at the moment, or are you kind of just happy that we're struggling and we're your bogey side, and that you're going to just do the business on the day?
I think the main thing, and we were talking a bit on it before about pace up top. I feel like, because obviously North End's got a back three of Andrew Hughes, Liam Lindsay, and John Story. Anyone with a bit of pace and teams that want to play on the last man and getting behind serves us big trouble. It's probably the slowest back three in world football. You mentioned Thomas Asante there. I know there's a young lad there in the under 21s who scored 4 goals and may get a chance there. How are you expecting to play? Are you expecting someone to play on the last man? Are you expecting them to try and get behind our back three, or are you trying to expect someone maybe to not hold it off, but bring more players, more of a target man, and bring players into the game, such as Sakamoto if he comes in. You've got players coming off the left as well. Maybe Thomas Asante if he plays out wide. Maybe Haji Wright, but obviously coming off the bench because I don't think he'll start. Yeah, it's just more the fact of, do you have someone who's probably going to nip in behind and cause us real troubles? Because when we play against target men, Liam Lindsay is probably one of the best defenders in the league to show off against defenders like that. Like we saw it with Gyökeres, especially when he was at Cov. He had a real tough time, especially when it was against Preston. And I don't think that's any means because it's the bogey side. I think it's because he probably didn't play to Gyökeres' strengths, because we had a player that, he's just going to sit on the back of him, smash into the back of him, and, he's not able to play his game. So how has it kind of changed from that, probably?
Do you want that one, Mark?
In terms of how we changed, how we're going to line up Saturday?
Yeah.
So I think personally, it's a very interesting question to ask, because Robbins has tinkered the team quite a lot this season. I think he'll go with a 3-5-2. I think he'll look to match Preston up in midfield, because I think looking at the formation that Preston play with Heckybolt as manager, he tends to play 5 in midfield. So I think he'll match up with that. So I think he it's either 5 in midfield. I'm gonna just slightly change my answer to that. It's either be 5 at the back or 5 in midfield. Sorry, I'm gonna start again. Pretend we're not recording this. I think he'll play 5 at the back, because I cast my back to the Watford game. We played 5-3-2 and we played pretty well. So I think he'll play 5 at the back. So I think he'll go with. I think Dobbin will come into team in goal, because I believe Wilson's injured. So I think Van Ivak will be at the back with Latty, Thomas. I like to see Binks in the team, because I think we need someone who's good in possession. Jada Silva will come in because Bidwell's injured. The 3 in midfield, I think will be Eccles, Sheaf, and Redoni. And I think he'll play. I'd like to see Passett start with Sims. That would be my team. And then you've got players who can come off the bench like Sakamoto. I don't think he'll start. I think he'll be on the bench. You've got Thomas Asante who can come off the bench. Possibly Haji Wright. I don't think he'll start this game. So that's the way I'd go. And the reason why I say that is because I think we played quite well in that formation against Watford. But equally, he could play 4-5-1. He might not play the second striker. He might just go with the extra midfielder, and he might match up with Preston. So I think there's kind of two answers to that question. I think he could play 4-5-1 and maybe not have a Bissett, and maybe move Latty into a centre midfield position just to give us a bit more protection. But that's my thoughts. I don't know what Stuart's thoughts are on that one.
Yeah, mine is slightly different. Obviously, people that listen to the X Space and in my opinion, and other socials that I do will know that I'm not a massive fan now of playing 3 at the back. I just think we're too easy to play against. I would still like to see a 4 at the back. I just want to see a little bit more consistency, because as you rightly mentioned, Mark, we don't have to be afraid of anybody. On our day, we can absolutely turn anybody over. And I've never seen a more convincing half than we did against Watford. We just didn't take our chances. And if we play half as well as that, and we take our chances, then we could easily be 2-3-0 up within the first half. it's just the consistency that we're lacking. I've mentioned consistency loads when I've been COWR, when I've, done our podcasts and stuff and things. Consistency has been massively, massively missed this year as a whole, throughout the whole of the club, not just the players, from management, from coaching, from Doug, whoever it may be. Consistency at the minute is vital, and we haven't got that. And as long as we're consistent in the players that we're choosing to play and not having to play, Mason Clark on the right, because we didn't bring him in to be on the right-hand side. We brought him to be on the left. And he warrants playing on the left at the moment because, for me, Haji Wright just isn't doing a good enough job defensively if we're playing him on that side. I would still like to see Haji Wright play and start. I'm not saying that he will start on Saturday, but I feel that we need to try him as a number 9 because, going forward is a threat. And I've always said that. It's just his defensive duties that he lacks on. And I feel that if we play him as a number 9, he hasn't got to do that defensive work as much as he would do playing on that left-hand side. That's what I would like to see. And that would be something different as well that Robbins hasn't tried. So I would like to see that. It's good news that Sakamoto looks like he is coming back, and hopefully he will be back, because the right-hand side, when Sakamoto and Milan are together, I feel that we're a lot stronger, especially when Sakamoto's on it. And again, it's that consistency of how they're playing. At the moment, we're not consistent, but hopefully we will be.
I think though, it's a sort of game where normally you'd say, I'm happy for a point away from home, Preston, and all that. But we've got to be realistic. We've got to start winning games of football. If we want to be a club.
But it's got to start somewhere, Mark. So if we get a draw, then it's not the worst thing.
It's not, but if we've got aspirations of doing well this season, we've got to start winning games, and not just win one game. We've got to start on a run. I mean, that's what frustrated me more about the Sheffield Wednesday game. We came off a really good win against Blackburn, and then Sheffield Wednesday we were 1-0 up, and then we've gifted them 2 easiest goals, that you could gift, and it was pathetic. So we can't. But it's the same in any game of Championship. It doesn't matter who you play, whether you're playing, bottom of the league or top of the league. If you don't do your jobs properly, if you make individual mistakes, you get punished, and that's the thing. We got away against Blackburn because they didn't punish us, but Sheffield Wednesday didn't. So I think the only encouragement I take from what Ollie was saying though was about the lack of pace at the back. So that gives me kind of a bit more hope. Yeah. But as you say, Stuart, on our day we can win, and I think we've just got to be as positive as we can do. And we've got to work. Everyone's got to work hard for the badge.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree. Right, going into predictions then. We'll start off with Ollie. We'll go to you, Ollie, first. Give us a prediction for Saturday's game.
I'm actually going to go 1-1. I never like to be too optimistic with Preston. And although, obviously, you mentioned Preston's a bogey team, I still think... on your day, Coventry is one of the best teams in the league. It's just, when you turn to show up. So, I can see it being a very close game. I can't see anyone really wiping the floor with anyone. I think it's going to be really, really close. I'm going to go with 1-1 and hope that, reverse psychology, and hopefully North End come away with a win. But I'll stick with 1-1, which I'll be happy with.
Okay, cool. Mark?
I'm going to go reverse psychology as well. I'm going for a 3-1 Preston win. I don't see us getting anything there, to be honest. But hopefully, I'm pretty poor at predictions. So hopefully, once again, I'll be wrong.
Well, I'm going to actually. I can't remember what I said on our X space the other night. I think I went for like a 1-0 win, I think. But I'm actually going to change it now, because obviously I've been doing a little bit of research for today, and the past 2 games, Preston have scored 3 goals, right? You beat us 3-2, I think it was, and then you beat us 3-0, something like that. And we are leaking goals. So I'm going to go for a 4-3 win, Cov. I still think you score your 3 goals. I think we're going to take our chances, and I think we're going to get the victory. So I'm going to say 4-3. I think there's going to be plenty of goals in there. Mark's going to enjoy the day because we're going to win as well. So yeah, 4-3. So I'm going to change what I said on the X space. So yeah, any further questions, Mark, for Ollie?
No, nothing at all. No, I've enjoyed this show so far.
Okay, lovely. So just before we do let you go, Ollie, again, I like to do quick fire questions. Slightly different to when I did it last year. I'm making notes, and when we do the reverse fixture, if you're happy to come on and join us again, we'll kind of review what we did. What you've said this time, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So the first one is one player to look out for Preston.
Ali McCann.
Ali McCann.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's midfielder, isn't he? Alistair McCann.
Yeah. So under Anlo, he played as more of an 8, but he's more of an intercepting player now, kind of like Ben Pearson, if you ever remember North End back then.
Yeah.
So he's turned into one of those, and he's been superb ever since.
Excellent. Where will Cov finish this season?
Well, Cov finish. And
be nice.
I want to say 9th.
Okay. Where will Preston finish?
14th.
Oh, okay. One player you'd take from Coventry?
One.
Yeah, just the one. Don't be greedy.
Just the one. We need someone in the back line. I'll probably say Lewis Binks.
Okay.
Good ball playing centre half, and I want to fill the gaps rather than try and add to where we already have. So yeah, Lewis.
Okay, cool. And if you can, a one-worded answer for this one, but don't worry if you can't. Paul Heckingbottom.
Refreshing.
Wow, I like that. That's a nice word. I like that. Refreshing. Lovely. Thank you very much. Much appreciated for joining us. Apologies for the hiccups at the start and the hiccups in between, and obviously the hiccups at the end. Much appreciated, Ollie. If you can just let us know what you do again and where we can find you.
Yeah, of course. So everything Preston North End related on all good streaming sites, at the Butterpie Pod, or the Butterpie Podcast, obviously for streaming, at the Butterpie Pod on X or Twitter. And pop on over, obviously, if Cov get a good result and see some saltiness, because I'm sure that'll make your day even better if you come away with 3 points.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Mark, thank you very much as well. Enjoy your trip to Preston. Hope we get the 4-3 victory as I've predicted. But I'm a little bit like you, Mark. I'm not very good at predictions, so it will probably end up being your prediction or worse or something like that. But hopefully we can get the victory.
Well, one of us be right anyway. So
I know, yeah. Once again, thank you both for joining me. Ollie, don't shoot off after we finish this, and we'll have a quick chat afterwards as well. Much appreciated. Just remember where you can find us, though, guys. We are on at All Things Sky Blue on X or Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications, and we're partnered with the Anecdote Sports Bar and the Sky Blue Tavern. If you watch us on YouTube, please go and like and subscribe. And if you listen to us on podcast, please go and rate us 5 stars. Once again, good luck for the season, apart from on Saturday, Ollie. And hopefully we'll see you on the reverse fixture pod that we do as well. Thank you once again. Play up Sky Blues.